Hey everyone, I am Kanchan Sardana from RPIT campus Bastada, Karnal. So next is the levels of in vivo correlation. So there are 4 levels: level A, level B, level C, level D, and multiple level C. First comes the level A. It shows the relationship between the fraction absorbed and fraction dissolved. So there is no direct comparison is possible, and it is considered as a predictive model for the relationship between the entire in vitro and in vivo response. Their existence acts as a linear correlation. It gives the linear graph where we match the point to point correlation between the in vivo fraction and in vitro fractions, and it is the highest level of the correlation and most preferred and active method for the IVIVC. Then level B. In this, mean in vitro dissolution time is compared with the mean in vivo residence time or in vivo dissolution time. So it is based on the statistical moment analysis. It is not a point to point correlation and used for the regulatory purposes. Then level C. It is the single point correlation established between the dissolution parameter like T50 and one of the pharmacokinetic parameter by Tmax, AUC, and Cmax. So it is helpful in the early stages of the formulation. Then multiple level C. It reflects the relationship between one or several pharmacokinetic parameter of interest and amount of drug dissolved at several point of time, and it is similar to the level A. And level D, it is not considered in the regulatory purpose. Then comes the BCS classification for the drug. The BCS is biopharmaceutical classification system for the drugs. It considers the drug with the high solubility and the permeability parameters. So first class is the class 1, where solubility is high and permeability, so our drug get well absorbed in our body. For example, diltiazem, propranolol, metoprolol, these are highly absorbed in our body. Then drugs with have low solubility and high permeability, they show variable absorption pattern like nifedipine, carbamazepine, and naproxen. Third class is the high solubility and low permeability. They show variable absorption pattern like insulin, metformin, and cimetidine. Then class 4, low solubility and low permeability. These are poorly absorbed drugs like Taxol, furosemide, clotrimazide. These are the drugs which are poorly absorbed. Then drug properties that influence the BCS classification. First is the solubility. A drug with the highest solubility which has the largest dosage strength, like these are soluble in 250 ml of the water with a pH range of 1 to 8. Then dissolution rate, where the drug product with the rapid dissolution is one of the factor which shows the more than 85% or equal to 85% of the drug dissolve in 30 minutes using apparatus paddle and rotating type. Then permeability, with the drug having high permeability, having extent of absorption greater than the 90% of the administered dose. BCS classification for the immediate release product shows that as IVIVC correlation shows do not obey the different release pattern. So for the immediate release, if our drug is highly soluble and highly permeable, IVIVC can be seen. If have low solubility and high permeability, then also we can correlate the in vitro in vivo correlation. In class 3, high solubility and low permeability, IVIVC is not applicable, and for the fourth, low solubility, low permeability, IVIVC cannot be seen. So BCS classification based on the biowaivers. In biowaivers, the in vivo bioavailability and bioequivalence study need not to be conducted for the drug products under following circumstances like rapid and similar dissolution, high solubility, high permeability, which show wide therapeutic window, and excipients which are used in the dosage form are same to present approved drug. So this is all about the BCS classification according to the biowaivers. Thank you.